Hi, welcome to this series of what I'm calling Football 101. I currently live in Amsterdam, the Netherlands, and a bunch of Europeans I know don't actually understand American football. So I'm giving the absolute basic primer on how this sport kind of runs. And hopefully with other videos that you watch, you'll see how this is an interesting yet complicated sport. And I understand that it doesn't really match up with what your idea of football or foosball or soccer is. This is why we call it American football, because it's also American English and the American imperial system. Always got to do something a little different, don't we? But anyways, today in this video we're going to go over offense. This is the side of the ball, the side of the field that puts the ball into play. So the various positions that happen underneath the guise of offense is a very singular position, quarterback. Now the quarterback is the quarterback is like the one thing that most people look at and go, wow, he's like the best guy on the team. Technically, it's awkward. There's a lot of football theory as to that the quarterback is not really that important, but it is in some respects super important. Anyways, after that you have what are generally called as running backs. There is your lineman, and then for the general bulk of the stuff you have receivers. So we're going to go over what each of these positions kind of does and where it is on the field in a diagram at the end, and we'll put out a basic offense. Alright, let's start with linemen. They are weirdly effectively one unit of 5 people. There is your center, guards, and your tackles. The center is the one that pretty much hikes the ball and to the quarterback. We'll go over that in just a second here. The guards stand on either side of them and are usually your heftier guys, and your tackles are the ones that stand on the very edge of the offensive line. They are usually pretty more mobile than the other 2 positions, but not always the case. These are also some of the larger guys that are even on the field. Like these are pretty big guys. In smaller teams, your defensive linemen and your offensive linemen will be the same people. All right, moving behind the line, and you'll see in the diagram after this one, we have your quarterbacks and your running backs. Now these guys pretty much stay behind the line. There are some tactics that allow the running backs to leave their set position, but by and large, the center hikes the ball to the quarterback. The quarterback then decides where he's going to send that ball. Now, the idea why they're running backs is because they don't necessarily catch the ball and try to score. What they do is they grab the ball and they run up the middle. Like, they are primarily a running person rather than a run then catch receiving person. They usually get handed the ball to run it. They're usually pretty small and pretty stocky guys. And just love to get hit. Also kind of like hitting. This is your equivalent of a linebacker. The quarterback, again, can be seen as the star of the team, but again, there's some theory and theory crafting out there that he's not super special. It's just how people in society view him. All right, so where does the quarterback go when they're not running the ball? He's passing it. Where is he passing it to? Receivers. These can be split up into effectively 3 groups, but we'll just go with wide receivers, slot receivers, and tight end. These are tall, skinny guys that can run really fast. Short, skinny guys that are really agile. Willie is one of these guys. If you ever watch them on my other videos and you see Willie. Tight ends, like Gronkowski, they're usually really tall for a receiver and have a lot of mass behind them because they need to quasi be a hybrid as an offensive lineman in certain situations. Not going into that in this video. So these guys run a long time and then catch the ball as it comes down out of the sky. These ones run shorter distances and get quick passes. can also run a long distance, kind of a weird hybrid. And then these guys can sometimes have to block a defensive end or a crashing linebacker, but then also be able to run out and grab and catch the ball. So every single one of these positions needs to have hands, if that makes sense. All right, let's go over the basics of how the offense is laid out on the field. All right, so you've got the line of scrimmage. Ball will be going that way. You will have your center, your guard, a tackle, and a tackle. So that's how that one's set up. Behind that one, depending on how your how your offense is all set up, you can have your quarterback here, here, or here. This is under center, pistol, and shotgun. Because this was made by Americans, so things try to be named after guns. But for now, we'll just put the quarterback in a pistol setup, about 2 to 3 yards back from the center. A running back can be positioned in multiple locations, and also depending on how many running backs you have. This will be explained later in like Offensive 101. This is just positions. So we will put the running back behind the quarterback. Again, as I explained earlier, the quarterback gets the ball, he can hand it off to the running back, who then runs straight through the line. Again, we'll go with offensive theory. Need to talk to a couple people about how that thing works. A tight end would be put on the edge of the thing, on the edge of the line, because he's holding tight to the end of the line. Just in case you're wondering about how that works. A slot receiver will be out here. A wide receiver will be out there. Okay. And that's basically how an offensive setup. So you've got 11 people on the offensive side of the ball. Let's count them up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And that's pretty much how that works out. If you have any questions, ask them below. If you have any suggestions about how I should, go more in depth in the future, like route trees and stuff, I can probably go over that one. Again, I have to consult some resources. I play defense. I'm on the other side of the line. That's another video. If you want to check out more as this playlist grows for Football 101, be sure, to check that out. If you want to see more of these, make sure to hit the like. Tell me below, if there's anything I could do to improve these videos. I'm just basically starting out. All right, bye.